You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Today, this breakfast isn't just breakfast. It might be the first McDonald's breakfast you're having at McDonald's again. This lunch might be a weekly tradition you hadn't had in weeks. And this dinner might be the first one you bought for not just you in a while. Whatever this order is for you, McDonald's will be here to take it.
Get more of the chicken you love with a delicious McChicken sandwich for $1. And for an extra buck, add a refreshing Dr. Pepper. Dining rooms are starting to reopen in certain communities. At participating McDonald's. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
In uncertain times, we could use someone to lean on. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma will stand by you with plan options to fit your budget. If you've recently lost your job, had a baby, or moved, you can still get the healthcare coverage you and your family need. Financial help may be available for those who qualify. Call 855-452-BLUE or visit hereforyouok.com to see if you're eligible to enroll. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
Not to be a backseat driver, but can you say for sure you got the best monthly payment possible on your auto loan? Could it be that you might have gotten a better deal by shopping the loan at a few places and have a lower car payment? Next time, before you go car shopping, visit Communication Federal Credit Union first. Our auto loan experts will find you a perfect loan and get you the lowest monthly payment we can. Communication Federal, your auto loan experts. Restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
A new year means it's time for a new home network that can keep up. With Cox Internet, you have the speed and coverage your family needs to stay connected. You'll enjoy Cox's fiber-based hybrid network with options for fast upload and download speeds. And if your household has lots of connected devices, Panoramic Wi-Fi may be the perfect fit thanks to its additional control features. Plus, with advanced security on Panoramic Wi-Fi, you'll know each connected device is securely protected 24/7. A whole world of connectivity is yours with Cox Internet. Learn more at Cox.com.
Run.
It was a dark and stormy night. Hey, welcome to Sunday Night with Alan Ray. I am your humble host, Alan Ray. And in the studio tonight, we have Anthony. Anthony, how you doing tonight?
Yes, I am here and I'm doing well.
Shenanigans are going to start. You know they are. You know things are going to happen. It is Sunday Night with Alan Ray, and tonight, Anthony, this is the show, the live streaming show where we look around this great big ghetto rock that we're hurling through space on, and we ask the eternal question.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
Well, there seems to be a lot going on. Number one, we got a thunderstorm rolling in, so if we all of a sudden tank and you don't hear us anymore, sorry. It means we got blown away by a tornado.
Yeah, our bad.
Our bad.
We'll try to get on next week.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's right. We'll do something, I guess. Next Sunday is going to be really tough for me. I don't know if I'm going to have time to even mess with the show, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, breaking story, and this is just coming on, and I've been laughing about this. If you're not on Twitter, God bless you. It's like smoking. If you don't start, you won't have to stop. And first of all, let me apologize for the noise in the background. It's hot as balls in this place, and I've got this little mini air conditioner doodad that I actually bought for my wife. Cranked in the back. We got a fan blowing in here. We can't really open the windows because then you'll hear everything going on outside. Anyways, that's beside the point. It started a few days ago. You've seen this account on Twitter, Erica Marsh, at Erica Report. She is this, what appears to be dunder-headed, blonde bimbo, ultra left-wing idiot that just spews out all of this left-wing propaganda at an alarming rate. Yes, Mike, like a train. And you may hear a train yet. They've been going by. And yesterday, I think it was yesterday. God, I was off yesterday, so I think it was. She tweeted something that was severely racist.
She called the black people stupid.
Yeah, she basically indicated that black people simply can't get anything on merit, indicating that she believes that black people aren't smart. Now, you know better than that. I know better than that. I work with a lot of different people from a lot of different countries, a lot of different colors. And I don't, honestly, I work with some highly intelligent black people. I work with highly intelligent Asians and white people and whatever, Indians.
The whole white people thing might be a little smaller than what we would like for, a university, but that's beside the point.
Well, that's what it is. And you got to understand that, here's the whole thing. If the black community wanted to make a move, now would be the time. Because right now, if they all of a sudden woke up tomorrow and said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have black renaissance. We're going to study philosophies. We're going to start creating beautiful artwork. We're going to start, teaching our kids to seek wisdom and knowledge above everything else. In one generation, white people would be extinct. That's all they got to do. Because right now, from what I see, things are pretty sketchy in the white community. But anyways, Erica Marsh comes out and just insults black people flat out. And everybody goes, whoa. Wow, it's the most racist thing I've ever had. Well, at first she freaks out and says that's not what she meant. Then she freaks out and says she's going to hire a lawyer. Well, lo and behold, tonight, this account, Greg Bolden, host of America Emboldened, comes out and makes the claim that Erica Marsh, the Erica Marsh that everybody is just like rolls her eyes at all the time, is actually an AI bot that the Democrats have. And the account bot is linked to Belgium.
They're getting back at us.
It says this account is linked to a consulting firm in Belgium. Michael Zakaru is behind the liberal dystopian bot triggering conservatives. He's a digital marketing SEO who labels himself as social selling. Let that sink in, social selling.
So he's a socialist.
Well, he's social selling. Basically what he's doing is he tries to influence. So it turns out, and I don't know if she's still, in fact, let's look for her real fast. Erica Report. She disappeared. I mean, completely disappeared after everybody started going, wow, that was the most racist thing. I mean, people were just jumping on her like crazy. It was the most incredible thing you've ever seen. Let's see, is she there? Nope, account suspended. She had so many people report her that her account is now suspended. And it was a beautiful thing. I personally do not have a problem believing that she was a bot. Do you?
Not really. I mean, with the whole chat AI thing out now, it's not that surprising.
Well, and I've done a show on the dead internet theory, and I poked a video at Orty and Rick, and they did a dead internet theory juxtaposition, which expanded like crazy on just the idea of it. And it makes you really wonder how many of these accounts, these inflammatory accounts, are just AI. They're bots. And AI is getting good enough, but every once in a while it slips, and this was a slip.
Yeah. The robots are racist. Gee, who would have thought that except anyone who ever watched Terminator, but...
Oh, it's just excellent. It's so funny. Yes, I know your show, Orty. Let's take a moment to appreciate. And if you're rattling around the interwebs and it's Sunday night and it's about 10 after 9 and we haven't been struck by lightning or anything yet, get into the www.klrnradio.com chat room where you will find miscreants and mayhem makers like Jeff, who you just heard on The Lost Wanderer. And if you weren't here at 8 o'clock, why not? That was a great show. I like Jeff. Jeff is my favorite brewing nerd. Yes, he is. Space nerd. You have Orty. Orty just rolled in there. You have myself. You have Eric. You have JC. You have Mike. And you have Mini Raptor. Hey, he just put MR on there. He's tired of the whole Raptor thing. He's rolled in there. Guys, we got Anthony here tonight. We're going to have some fun. He just was here yesterday doing his laundry, wasting my water, using my equipment and eating my food like usual. And
I spend the money on that stuff.
Yeah, when you could just go home and leech off your parents, you freaking millennial.
Yeah, up yours.
And he's like, I'll see you tomorrow night. It's like, well, you will? Yeah, I'm coming over doing the show. Well, all right, let's do it. And it's always a pleasure because, you know, when we start doing a show, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, we've done survival shows. We've done all kinds of stuff. And I just wanted to lead off with that Erica report. And that's what it is, all lowercase, at Erica report. She's gone now. Folks, be careful. Be careful. You have no idea which of these accounts are bots. I suspect quite a few of them. And you know what? Here's the thing. I don't care which side they're on. I think they're on both sides. Yeah. I think some of them are run by same companies who are just trying to ramp up, you know, the descent and trying to get things started here. It wouldn't surprise me. And I've noticed that there's a lot of these accounts. They all have the same MO. Really pretty girl on the Abby. Way too pretty. Yeah. Beautiful. Model type. And they've got 110,000 followers. And they only follow like, I don't know, 20, 100, 200.
Yeah.
You know. And they say things. It's just one thing after another. It's always politics, 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 or something like that. They never stray. They never vary.
No.
And I know that our own Politibunny, Sam Janney, I know she has been accused of it. Now, see, I know better because we know Sam from behind the scenes. We know what she's like. We know and love her as a person because she's just, we know her character. We know, in fact, when she writes a headline for Twitchy, I know the headline right off the bat. It's like, yep, that's Sam. Because her and I started Twitter about the exact same, well, like a month apart, I think. But she follows a lot of people. And she talks about her dogs. She talks about some insecurities that she has. She talks about different things. She answers people. The squirrels. You know, if you really pay attention, you can start suspecting and weeding out some of these bots. Now, we're getting close to an election.
More bots.
And not only that, but you know what? I'm getting a buttload of Trumpers, never Trumpers, following me for no reason. Just following me. Some of them are legit, okay. Some of them follow me and they've got like 2-3 followers. Their account just opened up. Okay, I'll follow you back, but I know you're going to disappear immediately after the election. That's what happened last election.
Yeah, that's kind of why I keep a low profile on Twitter.
And here's your old man out there just spewing, shooting his mouth off all the time and everything. Cause
I'm surprised nobody has come after me because of getting into a beef with you. I mean, it's right there, son of. You would think that they would come after me.
It should tell. Well, I don't really get into arguments that much. You have to say something. Number one, okay, I answered somebody today. I knew they weren't a bot. They put something out there that was very stupid, basically indicating that Asians are not slaves and they never come here, the only time they come here is voluntarily. It's like that is completely not true. And in fact, Asian human trafficking is a huge problem.
Yeah,
she points out some statistic, on some article that says suspected. So they don't really know.
Well, of course not. I mean, you got a communist government hiding everything, right. So why wouldn't it be suspected instead of known?
And then I have somebody else go, how dare you equate Asians to blacks and slavery? How dare you? I guess Asians are the new white supremacists. And it's like, do you guys understand how bigoted and racist you are?
Yeah.
Do you really crab it? You don't.
It's astounding. Considering that,
Jeff in chat says, yeah, they don't make bots as bitchy as Sam.
No, they don't.
She's going to crack your skull, bud.
I'm going to laugh when that happens.
But, it's just, it drives me nuts. It's like, how do you not see your own bigotry, your own deeply rooted racism?
Because they project their own issues. What was that? You're so focused on American. Your politics begin and end in America. You think the whole world is similar to American politics.
Exactly.
And yet nobody realizes that, Asian cultures still have slavery going on. It's not technically illegal worldwide. Well, it's frowned upon in Western society, not so much Eastern society.
Yeah, and you still have Muslims taking slaves. You still have, you can, if you look hard enough, you can see right through what they're doing. It isn't about the slavery thing. It isn't about the black thing. It's all about crushing every single person in this country down to the lowest common denominator. The whole thing is about lowering everybody down to the lowest common denominator so they can control us.
Yeah, it's basically a return to monarchies.
We're already there. I hate to say it, but I was going to do, if you weren't going to be here tonight, I was going to do a whole show, just very cynical and very biting on how free we really are. And we're not.
Yeah, we're not. We already know that. It's kind of blatantly obvious.
I'm just, at this point, you should realize that you're a free-range taxpayer, and even that is going away at an astronomical rate of speed. Everything they're doing with electric vehicles, electric stoves, all this stuff, banning everything except electricity, it isn't about fossil fuels. It isn't about saving the earth. It is about turning things off when they want to punish you. It's real easy to just cut electricity.
Yeah.
If you have a 500-gallon...
Why do you think they don't like Texas so much? Texas has its own electrical grid and does its own thing.
Right.
Texas decided to leave, and nobody could really stop them.
And, and I made this point really clear last week, talking to my superiors. I was like, guys, you know as well as I do, electric vehicles are not the future. And they all looked at me like, oh my God, heresy, burn them at the stake. And I'm like, it's like, no, all you have to do is actually
He's a witch, burn him!
It's a witch! We found a witch! Burn her! All you got to do is just, as it stands right now, the way EVs are right at this exact moment, they are not the answer.
No.
Solar power is not the answer. If you want EVs, we're off to a pretty good start. They're coming up with new and innovative ways. Okay, pressure the big three, make them do things like create better EVs or whatever. But you're pushing junk on the populace. And you're pushing junk on the populace. Electric vehicles, the way they are right now, are limited in scope. They're limited in range. Everything is limited about them. And when you tell them that, they look at you like, well, okay, well, I don't want your 15-minute cities. I want to go wherever I want. If I decide after this show, I want to jump in my truck and take off to Tennessee, I could just go down to the gas station, fill that truck up,
and be gone.
36-gallon tank. I could probably just about make it all the way to where I want to go in Tennessee with just a tank of gas. EVs, you can't do that. And if they decide you shouldn't be traveling, what are they going to do? Shut the chargers off. Sorry. It's harder to do that with gasoline.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, our family being,
in the middle of nowhere,
predominantly from Arkansas, your relatives, we know how to make gas. It's not called gas, but
hey, I still have my notes on making that kind of stuff around here somewhere.
Keep those biodiesel notes. Don't let them go. Anthony made biodiesel one time. He did a pretty good job. May have to have that kind of skill.
Back in junior and high school.
Yeah, but you're still done good. As long as you got the formula, as long as you got whatever the chemicals you need, we'll supply you.
Yeah.
So Anthony, I know you came here with something on your mind.
This is a bunch of random stuff on my mind.
Well,
that's nothing new. So
we were talking beforehand, and why did all of a sudden this come up? Sorry, my oh, that's what it is. I just had a blank screen. Go away. There we go. So you've been reading, and we're going to step on Culture Shift's toes. You've been reading about the new Indiana Jones movie.
Yes. And listening to reviews, and basically everyone agrees. It sucks. Just like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It's another one of those add-ons that nobody wanted, nobody asked for, and they did it anyway to try and milk the dying horse.
Yeah, like practically nobody, crickets.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones. Let's make another movie of Indiana Jones being really old and insignificant.
Yeah, and pushing, the female, super powerful, can do no wrong female, yada, yada.
So it's woke.
Yeah, it's woke. It's empty. It meanders, okay? It's a meandering story. They put a bunch of plot lines and characters into a blender, hit the puree button with the top off.
And they just scattered everywhere.
Yeah, it's just scattered everywhere. And they said, okay, the movie's done, and put it out there for everyone. It's a mess.
And it's amazing that, these places aren't looking at, like, Disney, who lost, what, $900 million?
Yeah.
Something like that. In the past, 3 or 4 shows, or Pixar's losing. All of these places are throwing themselves on the sword of wokeness.
Yeah.
And they're losing their butts.
Yeah, and yet you get movies like the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse. That one is made in its opening weekend over $120 million for an animated film.
An animated film.
Yeah.
So people are out there, they want to see something good.
Yeah, they want to see something good. I mean, the Super Mario Brothers movie, which, thank God, did not follow that one from, the 80s or 90s, that horrible monstrosity, the live-action monstrosity.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that one did well, and yet everyone's looking at things like, and apparently the Pixar one was just, would be considered so-so to any other studio, but because it's Pixar, it's considered one of the worst ones simply because it's Pixar, and it didn't, be a major hit like things like Toy Story and whatnot.
Well, yeah, they've declined because they've traded good storylines, good plots, in for woke characters and trying to preach instead of just entertain. I was just looking. I wanted to see this. Asteroid City made $29 million worldwide its opening weekend. Okay,
nice.
Not a huge thing at all.
No,
it really didn't. But it was limited. It was very limited in where they're showing it. In fact, there's not even a plan to show it here for another 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
then,
I think they're testing the markets to see if it's going to flop.
Yeah, which is a smart idea. It's one of those things that you would think that other companies would do, but the Indiana Jones movie only made $60 million in its opening week,
and it opened everywhere.
Yeah, 4,200, roughly the same amount as Into the Spider-Verse.
I don't know. I mean,
so it's they're trying to make excuses for why Disney and Marvel and Lucasfilm stuff is flopping, but it gets beat out by independent studios, low-budget films that suddenly rake in a whole bunch of money because they're not pushing a message. I mean, there's almost a return. It came out I think last year or earlier this year, the movie Sisu.
Yeah.
It was basically your 80s action film, over-the-top action film. And it had very little to no dialogue throughout the whole movie. And it's just about this Swedish guy. Oh, no. Swedish or Finnish? I can't remember. I think Finnish.
You better get it straight because Jeff's in the chat.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Finnish.
If you get it wrong, Jeff is going to come at you.
Yeah, I bet. But this guy finds gold. Nazis steal it from him. And he goes on a revenge kick to get it back. And he just obliterates this entire group of Nazis.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's just a giant...
Good old-fashioned Nazi killing movie.
Yeah, it's a giant, over-the-top action fest. Action slaughter movie. It's great.
And that's the way it should be. You know, and that's just it. It makes me wonder, you know, if not for radio still and things like iHeart, and I know that algorithms in Spotify and iHeart and music services, I know those algorithms are stacked. I know there's still big money being traded around to get certain people pushed, you know, over everybody else.
Yeah.
If you were to take those algorithms away, if you took radio away, the face of music right now would be a lot different. And they're trying not to let the cat out of the bag. But you see a lot of this younger generation, these Gen Z kids, have gone back to acoustic instruments, basic earthy sounds. It's almost like they're going back to old Southern type, just acoustic music.
Yeah, well,
and some other things. And in spite of the industry, they're rocketing.
Yeah,
you know, and they hate it. And
look at what happened.
Go ahead.
But look at what happened during the pandemic, when all the lockdowns and whatnot.
Yeah.
You suddenly saw a rise in sea shanties, and songs like that. It's just like, you know, it came out of nowhere. Nobody really understood, in despite of all the stuff, everything else against it just kind of popped up.
And I think the movie industry is going through the same thing. People want to be entertained. They don't want milked down stupidity that is wokeness and preachy. They don't want it anymore. They're turning it down. They're denying it. They're basically saying, just get that out of my face. Why should I have this?
It's why anime and manga is the way it is here. It's massive here. It's taken over the comic book industry. I mean, when a single volume of manga can match and outpace the entire comic book industry, you got a freaking problem.
Yeah, and they're too arrogant, and they believe these experts in the entertainment industry. Experts, I say, tongue-in-cheek, jokingly, laughing, experts, think that they have a formula and think they have it all figured out. This is the same thing that happened in the 80s that led to grunge. Seriously, I remember very clearly the first time Nirvana kicked on, and I was like, this is going to be huge. This is going to be like tremendously huge. And you had Temple of the Dog. You had all these Seattle bands coming out. Metal had gotten to a point, and my friends and I used to laugh about this all the time. A new band would come out, big hair, and they'd come out with this anthem, just screaming, and it's like, okay, they got the anthem. Next comes the Dopey Love Song. Sure enough, 3 weeks later, Dopey Love Song comes out.
Yeah,
you know, we're targeting markets. We're not entertaining.
Exactly, and that's where you lose people. You know, eventually it just gets so bogged down and annoying that you start making parodies.
Raptor's an expert.
Yeah,
Raptor, what are you an expert in? Oh, he can't see. Anyways, you know, and that's just it. When you've got the money makers, the bean counters and money makers trying to target audiences and telling entertainers, look, we know what's best, so just follow our formula and you'll make it. You get what you had in the 80s when metal died. And then all of a sudden you've got grunge. Well, metal, then everything disco was grunge. And now it's all this electronic weird stuff that really doesn't make a lot of sense. In fact, I get to laughing because I've got MPC software on my digital audio workstation. And a lot of the stuff I hear, I laugh. I go, man, I could go home and make that exact same song in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just there's no thought, there's no soul put in. I'm not saying that everybody is soulless. I mean, I've heard some songs that I know have electronic backgrounds, and they sound pretty cool. And you're talking to a guy who was raised on the Cars. You know, they were electronic. You know, they had some pretty crazy, quirky beats. I have no problem with. In fact, I've made quite a few myself, just messing around, and they turn out pretty cool. But when you do it like a factory, and you're targeting audiences instead of trying to entertain, you've lost it. And that's what the movie industry is going through.
Yeah. Same with the television industry and comic books and basically everything.
I have no idea what the television industry is going through.
Well, I mean, with streaming, it's basically on fire. The whole thing's on fire. I mean,
just this big burning ship that's sinking.
Yeah, the smell. Yeah, the whole fog stuff that's been rolling through, the smell. Yeah, that's not Canada.
Not Canada.
Yeah, that's not Canada. That's the television industry kind of burning down.
The TV industry imploding on itself like that submarine.
Yeah.
Except it's real slow and real painful, and we just wish it would get over.
Yeah, you know what cable was like before they decided, oh, hey, we can make money on this, and
hey, I was there when cable started, and the whole premise behind cable was, look, we got this television, and it's really good, it's really clear, and you pay for it, but in return you don't get commercials.
Yeah.
Now you pay for it,
and you get commercials,
and you get tons of commercials, and there's nothing on it. You know, and satellite and cable TV per se, which I'm so glad that your generation is killing cable TV, but cable television per se now is just. Okay, we're going to make you buy 132 channels. And there's only 3 of them that are worth watching.
Yeah, they tried to do this. They actually did try to do this with streaming. I think Disney and Hulu tried to do this whole package deal with streaming. The problem is nobody liked it, you know?
And Brad, and I heard Brad and Orty just go into detail about how bad it is. And like I said, I couldn't tell you. Because anymore, I just don't watch TV. If I watch anything, it's a movie or I'll watch a YouTube video on something that I am interested in. And I'm sure there is no 24-hour ham radio channel or no 24-hour learn to play this song channel on television, on cable TV or on satellite TV.
No.
So, yeah, I have no interest in any of that. And YouTube's even getting bad. YouTube sucks.
Yeah, it's always been that way. Don't even get me started on the number of...
YouTube wasn't that way when it first started out. Okay, you had a commercial at the beginning. All right, that's fine. And then you go into watch the video. When you're done, you're done. No, YouTube, commercials at the beginning.
Commercials in the middle.
Every 3 minutes, commercial. 3 minutes, commercial. It's like, oh my God, just please stop.
Yeah, it's to get you to sign up to YouTube, right, and, pay to not watch commercials.
And the reason I won't sign up is because it won't be long before they'll have commercials, too.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I like about certain types of streaming episodes where you just buy a season of the series, and then you can watch that instead of a whole bunch of other stuff you don't need. That's the beauty about streaming.
And that's the way it should be.
You can watch what you want to watch, all the shows you want to watch, and not have to worry about, the stuff you don't want to watch.
And it's really hard for the industry to push crap down your throat that way.
It is. It really is.
And that's why I think they want it to go away.
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, Netflix is dealing with that backlash. Disney Plus is dealing with the backlash. So it's really hard for them to try and push this stuff when, nobody wants to watch it. Of course, it also allows them to artificially inflate the numbers to make it look like people are watching it, but in reality, it's mostly just, they play it on a computer screen in the middle of a darkened room, and no one's there.
Some South American TV watching industry that's just got like a room full of 1,000 TVs, and they're just like
1,000 computers,
padding the numbers.
Yeah, basically that's kind of what it's like.
Say, look, we're screwing the algorithms. All right, we have blown by the bottom of the hour. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we got so much more to talk about. Shenanigans! I declare shenanigans. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
I need to grab my broom.
Yes, you do.
I was hooked to a machine just to keep my mouth from spouting junk. Ha! Must have took me for a fool, cause they chucked me out of school, cause the teacher knew I had the fun.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is, if getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
With my heart.
That's my favorite soundbite in the whole world. So you think they'll let us podcast in prison?
Probably not. We're basically screwed.
Sunday night, live from Jackson Penitentiary. It's Alan and Anthony.
Yeah, they'll probably let me out. You know, I kind of have a in with the prison people.
No.
No, I have an in with the prison people, so I'll probably be good. You know, everyone loves the bug guy. Okay?
Yeah, I know, but they're going to latch onto you and say, this dude serves a purpose. We're going to have him stomping cockroaches for 20 years. 20 years to life.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? I'll tell you what we're talking about. Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Gretchen Whitless. I don't know. It's a long story. One of these days, I'm just going to have to sit down and explain to you people how exactly Michigan turned blue when it was pretty much red except for the governor. And we got screwed, and people are stupid. I told them not to vote for that amendment. They did. They passed it. And I don't think.
And now the Californians control Michigan.
Yeah, and now we're basically Californian instead of Michigan. Californigan. Californigan. Mishafornia? Is it Mishafornia or Californigan? I think it's Mishafornia.
I don't know. It all sounds sexual to me, so.
It is. It's well, we got them $3 boners advertised, you guys. So that's right, Sunday night, where each show has a Futurama sounded clip at the ready.
Doom!
I love that soundbite. Anyways, the Michigan House passed legislation on hate crimes Tuesday that would expand. Okay, it's not going to expand. It's going to send the 1988 ethnic intimidation law into overdrive, into hyper warp speed, allowing prosecutors more power when it comes to vandalism at places of worship. They included that first, but that's a load of crap. That's a load of crap. They're not going to...
Oh, no. It's for the Muslims.
Yeah, probably.
It's for Dearborn and the Muslims.
It's going to be, yeah.
You got to watch...
But the problem is the Muslims are turning against these people.
Well, I mean, if you look at Muslim countries, they literally hang gay men.
I know.
So, I mean,
and
it's...
They don't... It turns out that Muslims are the new white supremacists. They don't want your teachers teaching kids about anal sex and things like that. Who figured? But anyways, the bill passed Michigan House 59-50 vote on the heels of disturbing threats against an East Lansing synagogue. Yeah, no, that was probably planned because most of this stuff is. There's no such thing as a coincidence. You know, when they start talking about gun laws, always there's a mass shooting.
Yeah.
It's like, really? What a coincidence. There hasn't been a mass shooting in a year, and all of a sudden they started talking about gun laws, and now we got 3 of them right in a row. Funny that. You know, and now it's like, they started talking about this hate law, and, oh, wait, there's vandalism on a synagogue. It wasn't a church. It wasn't a Christian church. It's always a synagogue or a mosque or something like that.
Or a gay bar or something.
Even though you see it on churches all the time.
Yeah.
But,
the Christians, they were never victims. So
and according to State Representative Emily Divendork, which I'm assuming is a die-hard, flaming, freaking progressive socialist.
Why does Michigan have the weirdest fucking names?
I don't know. I really don't know. Says, we know that at this time in history, extremism is on the rise. No, it's not really. It's not. Basically, we disagree with you. What's on the rise is your tender feelings get hurt way too easily. But also our hate speech has translated into hate actions that put our most vulnerable populations at risk. Now, they really don't. They really don't. So basically what Michigan has done is they've gone out and they've made this really vague law. And it's made it through the House. It's going to the Senate next, to the state Senate. And if they pass it, Gretchen Whitmer's going to break her legs trying to run to sign that bill. And it's a really vague law with really vague terminology that basically is going to be used as a weapon for anybody that stands up against progressive socialist left.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's so vague that it's going to be able to be used against these people.
Precisely.
You know, like with the whole Elon Musk doing banning cis on Twitter there. They freaked out over that.
Exactly. They flipped out, but it's like, hey, you're using it as a slur, so it's a slur, we're going to ban it. No, you can't do that. Okay,
Tim Pool brought up this point. He said that it's the same as using homo.
Yeah.
You know,
homosexual is a legal term.
Yeah, and shortened down is homo.
Right.
However, that is considered a slur against homosexual people. So, you know, you can't have it both ways in this case.
And exactly it. And I'm waiting, because here's the deal. Okay, Michigan is blue, right? They're decisively blue.
Maybe.
No, it's a blue state now. They've turned it all blue. They're showing you that it's blue. So as a conservative Christian white man, that means I am now a protected class.
Yeah, because we're not the majority. We're not the majority.
No. I dare you to call me a fascist. I dare you to call me a fascist.
Because we're going to use this law against you.
I will have you arrested. I will have you 5 years in prison and $10,000 fine. I will press charges up your butt.
You will be looking up at renting a cardboard box under the overpass.
Oh, every time. Because I am now protected because Michigan, I'm the minority. That, according to Gretsch. In fact, according to the brainless one we have in the Oval Office, 81 million votes for Joe Biden.
Yeah, sure.
So we're the minorities. We are now protected. And of course, the only branch really, okay, the House supposedly is the GOP is in control of the House. Maybe. I look at establishment GOP with disdain. I look at establishment GOP as spineless amoeba. I'm sick of them. I hate them. They will not punch back. They sit there and they scratch their heads and they go, well, why was Donald Trump so popular? He was a loudmouth, a blowhard. He wasn't one of us. You know why? Okay, I'm not a big fan of Trump.
That's exactly why, though.
Yeah,
he was nasty to the people being nasty.
Yeah. If they punched, he punched back.
The bullies. You know, it's the whole getting another bully to deal with a bully.
And when the left was confronted with their own politics, they had no idea how to act.
Yeah,
and I'm not even a big fan of Trump's. I don't even want him to run this election. And I know people here will say, "Whoa, it's fine." Okay, if you choose him in the primaries, I'll vote for him. I will, because he's already proven that he's actually done some things that were really good.
Yeah.
But I have to go with Stacey Lennox's philosophy on this. I don't want a president that shouldn't be buying green bananas. You've got Joe Biden, who's in his 80s. You've got Trump, who's in his, he's old. I think he's in his 80s. These people are old. They're falling apart. They're starting to get demented. I'm only 58, and things are starting to happen. It's just like I don't have what I used to have.
Yeah.
On other options, I'm pretty healthy. I slow down a lot and think things through more often. But when it comes to quick decisions, forget about it. Because I just look at that and go, I don't care about your quick decisions. Screw you. I'm going to do whatever I want.
Exactly.
And I have issues. But the whole thing about it is the only real thing that the left doesn't control is the Supreme Court.
Yeah, and they don't like that.
And they are throwing a fit. 90 years, count them, 90 years of progressive socialists running the Supreme Court, making stupid decisions. And the funny thing about it is they've also made some great decisions where things are brought up before them. They go, well, the Constitution says this, so no, you can't do it.
Yeah.
You look at Barack Obama. Remember when he tried to outlaw 556 rounds and 223 rounds?
Yeah, and basically no.
That was a decisively left-leaning Supreme Court that told him, blow it out your backside. You can't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what do? And we're watching You know, the whole Roe versus Wade thing. Okay. The right lost their butts during the last election because they didn't take the opportunity to explain in public, debate, argue that Roe versus Wade was not
a law.
Did not outlaw abortion. It just kicked it back to the states.
Yeah. It was not a law. It was an injunction by the court.
Yeah, and it was a bad decision all the way around. And it wouldn't have even happened. This whole case would not have happened if not for the fact that the left decided that they wanted abortion all the way up into and including birth.
Yeah.
If they would have kept it rare and occasional, nobody would have had a problem with it. It would still be the law. It would still be, precedence.
It wouldn't be brought up.
So now they have, and it's funny. This is what cracks me up. They're calling it affirmative action again. Affirmative action was struck down many years ago. Back in the 90s, affirmative action was struck down.
Yeah, because it's racist as all get out.
Yeah, by a liberal-leaning Supreme Court.
Yeah, and
it cracks me up because there wasn't supposed to be affirmative action. They already had a case where people sued colleges because college was denying them entry because of their skin color.
Yeah.
This was already decided. So another case comes up and they say...
With Asians in Harvard.
Yeah. The same thing.
Yeah, and they said the same thing now they said back then, You
Right.
can't do that. What I think is funny is that they don't realize that a study's already been done that proved that the lower a GPA, the needed GPA to get into a university, the more in debt a student will be.
They don't care.
But a lot of these colleges would lower the GPA standard for the Black and Latino communities, thus putting them in even greater debt. So by getting rid of this whole thing, saying you can't discern based on race, is actually helping Black community by not having them as many people in huge amounts of debt.
Well, then the audacity of the Supreme Court, they rejected Biden administration's $400 billion student loan forgiveness program.
That was only meant for the rich.
Well, yeah, that was only meant basically to transfer the rich's debt into the backs of the working class. People won't, they don't want to hear that. But if it would have passed, if Biden would have been able to go through with it, they would have found out and they would have been really mad. I don't think that was the purpose. And it just, there was another 5-4 vote that sharply limited federal government's authority to police water pollution into certain wetlands. The federal government is getting their hands slapped. But I personally, and I don't know if I'd call this a conspiracy theory.
It's only a couple of months before conspiracy theory becomes fact. But
well, I know, but I'm just saying, I think they knew all of these cases were going to lose. The reason they're throwing all of these cases at this particular Supreme Court is because they want to make the argument to the rabid, frothy mouth,
loudmouth 2%ers,
moronic, progressive socialist left. They want to make the argument that we need, 20 people on the Supreme Court, 100 people on the Supreme Court, so we can stack them with progressive socialists.
Yeah, all the way up until, a Republican president gets back in office and suddenly he floods it with another 100.
But that's okay, because then we'll have 200 Supreme Court justices.
Yeah, but
as long as we can
most of them are conservative, and it just keeps spiraling
then we'll
out
do
of control.
300s. That way we can stack it with leftists. We got to stack the Supreme Court with left-leaning judges. You don't understand. That's what we got to do. 1 million Supreme Court, everybody, 350 million Supreme Court justices. So
everyone's a Supreme Court justice.
We'll
just go Oprah on it. We'll just go full Oprah on it. You're a Supreme Court judge, and you're a Supreme Court judge.
It's just everybody's a Supreme Court justice. And that's what their whole thing is. I thoroughly believe, looking at these cases are just cut and dry, stupid overreach by the federal government. If Joe Biden really wanted debt forgiveness, it should have been done the first 2 years of his administration when he had a Democrat House, a Democrat Senate. He could have pushed them and said, look, guys, I want legislation on my desk. And I personally think you could, if you would have done it right, made it a clean bill. I personally believe that some people on the right, the neocons and the liberal right centers probably would have jumped on board and they would have had it.
Yeah.
But he tried to play king, knowing full well that you can't do that. And I'm pretty sure that all of these acts or all of these legislation and these cases that are coming up from the Supreme Court, I'm pretty sure they're all aimed at purposefully failing. So the narrative pushing monsters on their left can bring it before their people, their parents, their mindless idiots, and say, look at what the Supreme Court's doing. The Supreme Court's full of extremists. They're unconstitutional, even though they're going back to the Constitution. We have to protect.
Unconstitutional.
Here's the big one. We have to protect our democracy. So therefore, we need to double the size of the Supreme Court, and we need to do this fairly, which means all of the extra Supreme Court justices were going to be leftists that we handpick.
Yeah, that sounds like democracy. If you look at the definition of democracy, that's totally what it'll say.
I didn't know. Raptor, I have not been hanging out with attorneys. I probably should, but I haven't.
They got nice buildings.
They do. They really have nice buildings. Maybe I should become think I should become a lawyer?
God, no. No, we want to keep you out of jail, okay? That's the plan. We want to keep you out of jail.
Well, here you go. We've had 13 cases, and you've had 13 90-day sentences for...
smacking a judge.
For smacking judges. And so you can't pour your water over the defendant's head. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just get the feeling that this whole thing is designed to push the idiots on the left, the leftist propaganda. Yeah, and these people are prone to propaganda. They don't realize. This is what kills me. They're the first to go, well, we're educated. We're the educated elites. You should listen to us. No. Okay, you've graduated from college. But let's look at the whole thing of what you graduated from college with. And let's look at your college to begin with. Colleges back in the 60s were taken over by liberal hippies.
Hippies!
That's right. Yeah. Ma'am, I'm sorry, but you got a bad case of hippies, ma'am.
Yeah. Uh-oh. You got giggling stoners and the drum circle hippies.
Yeah.
They bring about the worst kind of hippies, the college know-it-all hippies.
Yeah, that's right.
And I know what I'm talking about. I am a professional hippie exterminator.
You are a hippie exterminator, exactly.
No, just exterminator, okay? For legal reasons, exterminator.
You have to say that. You can't got to leave out the hippie thing for legal reasons. Guys, can we strike that off the record? We'll edit that out on a podcast later. You can't say hippie exterminator. Anyways, so what you have is right now, you've had hippies teaching a generation who has adopted the hippies' philosophy, communist, socialist philosophy, and taught that to another generation. And they have taught that to another. So we're like 4 or 5 generations into the hippie, socialist, communist manifestos.
Oh, because they don't leave the colleges and universities. They don't leave the education.
They stay right in the bubble. And the problem, what you have now is like back in the day, like when I was a kid, and they had copying machines that were like totally analog. You had a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. Now the copies are all distorted, fuzzy, and they just don't make any sense. But we copied our philosophies from these people, and they were great people. No, they weren't. They had a flawed ideology, and now you're just a flaming idiot. You graduated from college. That's great. Philosophy, human studies, gender, whatever.
Yeah.
But you're an idiot because you've done nothing but study a 4th generation flawed philosophy. Yep. So you're not really educated. You're just stupid.
Yeah, I question the intelligence of anyone who throws away hundreds of thousands of dollars for a piece of paper, but that's just me.
You don't even have to do that. I showed you, 15 years ago now it's been? You go to a community college to get all your basics in. It's been 15 years.
I'm old. You're old. We're old.
We're old. Geez, you got gray hair already, dude. Stand-up philosophers, exactly, Artie. But you can go to a community college, get all of your basics in, and then spend 2 years at a university, walk out with a bachelor's degree, which is really all you need in this economy. And you can probably do just as well as somebody that spent $150,000 on, I don't know, women's studies, gender philosophy, whatever. It's not my fault that you chose a piss poor degree.
Exactly.
I chose a business degree, and it paid for itself in a year and a half. The first thing that happened was I got a raise, and it offset my college debt in a year and a half. I'm sorry you didn't think ahead. I'm sorry you're stupid. I really am. But it's not my problem. It's not my children's problem. It's your problem. And if Joe Biden really wanted this thing to go away, he would appeal. He would plead to Congress, look, make me legislation, please. Bipartisan legislation, and let's tailor it so actually people with STEM-type degrees get relief. Screw these vague, stupid, woke degrees. Sorry, guys, you chose that degree, sink or swim. Just go out and work in a factory till you get it paid off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I highly doubt factories would even hire them, but
they won't work in a factory. Make them go work in the fields. You know, Jeff, you can get your master's degree. I've thought about getting my master's degree. I really am. But at this age, it would just be an ego stroke. It really would. There's no reason for me to do it. I'm looking at retirement now. And quite honestly, I don't know if I want to spend the money improving something. I don't even know if I could do it. I really don't.
I would avoid it. It's nasty.
It is. Well, we're exposed to that environment daily, so we know.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's why I work the midnight shift.
Same here. Oh, man, we're already back to the top of the hour. Anthony, thank you for joining me. Get out.
No problem.
We just got to do this more often when you have a Sunday night off because we just have too much fun.
We do. We truly do.
Do you even know what your Twitter handle is? That's about the only place they can find you.
Yeah, it's at son_of_2CynicAl.
He is my son. He is my prodigy. And by God, I actually... Huh?
Nothing.
He's my progeny. And I actually raised him halfway decent. It's pretty amazing. I don't know, man. I thought after I tossed you off that golf cart, you was never going to be the same, but maybe it knocked sense into your head. I don't know. I'm Alan Ray. You can find me on Twitter at 2CynicAl65. You can find me on Facebook and a few other places, but I just don't hang out in those places. So just look me up on Twitter. Or I'm Kilo 8 Bravo Alpha Charlie. Hit me up on the HF frequencies on ham radio and I'll talk to you. Yeah, that's what I'll do. You can find me on ham radio because, screw technology. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Lord willing, I'll be back next week. I really don't know if I'm going to be back next week. Next weekend is going to be really crazy. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll just mindlessly come on the air and just have some adult beverages and blather around for an hour. I don't know. But have a great week. Have a safe and happy Independence Day. Don't blow your fingers off. Let the kids buy all the fireworks in your neighborhood, and you just sit and watch them go off. Because if they blow their fingers off, well, that's okay. They probably got Obamacare. They'll get it taken care of someday. God bless you. God bless the great nation of America, and may we return to freedom, true freedom, once again. I'm Alan Ray, signing off. Anthony, have a great night.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Striking all over the world. There's lightning striking all over the world. There's lightning striking all over the world. There's lightning striking all over the world.